2K dev team have revealed some brand new updates regarding my GM for this year in 2K23. We're going to talk about all the details in this article, plus some brand new reveals for the 2K23 roster as well. This is coming over from comicbook.com, and they had an interview with Lionel Jinx discussing some of the updates and what's exciting for my GM. Now, my GM may be a mode that you're not very interested in, brother. You might think that it's just kind of there, that it's not really delivering on what you want. You're looking for universe mode and you haven't really touched it all together. But some of the updates that we're getting for my GM could benefit the players. I'm excited for it personally because I wanted my GM to make a comeback, and it did in 22, but it really didn't deliver for me. It lacked a lot of depth, it lacked a lot of features, championships, and so on, that made it feel kind of lackluster. But Lionel Jinx was talking to comicbook.com about the upgrades and improvements that they're looking to do to make this mode even bigger. Lionel Jinx said the following quote, "Yeah, that was the focus, was just adding more, right? We tried to do that, and we did add more of that stuff post-release in 22. And this year, it's just about more GMs. You can play up to 4 locally, in other ways if you know how to, but it's still not a true online experience, unfortunately." So this has come up a lot in the community, and people have asked online regarding my GM mode. It is local player only. There is no multiplayer for my GM, which is a bummer. I think you want to be able to go and test things online, to match up against other general managers online, your friends, and really creates a little bit more real competition versus just doing a couch co-op style local play for up to 4 GMs. Having multiple GMs is good. We only had 2 last year, and now they're increasing it to 4, so I think that's an improvement. But not having the multiplayer piece, I guess it's something we're going to wait until 24, which is kind of a bummer. Jinx continues to say, more match types, more championships, more local talent, it's just more. The motto is stronger for a reason. It's just built. We're building on everything that we did in 22 and just trying to add more to it. I think Brian Williams, you said, beautiful chaos. That beautiful chaos. That is professional wrestling, right? Just do whatever the heck that it is that you want to do, and that's the end goal. And every year we're going to keep striving for that. The article continues to say that one of the most requested additions to last year's My GM mode was a greater representation of championships and show options. You're telling me, Lionel, we only got 2 titles in the whole stinking thing. Then they patched in the tag team titles, and that is still not great in my opinion, because you had to do it based off of the class system and the rivalry matchup. So having traditional tag teams in the game like the New Day, it didn't even matter to have the New Day together as a tag team because they wouldn't necessarily match up with other teams. And it was something that came later on, which was a bummer. 2K22 allowed you to have 1 men's champion, 1 women's champion at launch, and that was thankfully upgraded in an update, which allowed your show to then have tag team championships. Not available, however, were titles like the Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, and Women's Tag Team Championships. From Jinx comments, it definitely seems like there will be more options as far as championships to employ in your show, and more talent to choose from across legends, current superstars, and local talent. So remember in my GM, they had the local talents that were just some creations they would add in there because they were cheap so that you could buy them and add them to your roster. Hopefully we can increase the roster size. I do hope that they just bring in all of the championships. It doesn't make any sense at this point. If you're going to bring out another version of my GM, you need to have all of the titles, and frankly, I think you should also allow us to include custom championships into the mode. Just makes it more accessible, more exciting to play. And with that, I think they also need to increase the amount of matches that you can have on your regular week-to-week show. If you do add all of the titles in there, you're essentially going to max out your card with just title matches. And you want to be able to have straight up rivalries too, and not just have championship matches. As far as match types, based off previous interviews that were done by the devs, it does sound like we are going to get triple threat and fatal 4-way matches, which should also change up the types of matches that were going to be playable, like having fatal 4-way ladder matches, for example. They need to improve this. I wish they could just give us everything, but if they gave us everything that was going to be available in terms of customization, well, now we're talking universe mode. But I think that they need to improve the roster size, the match types, more championships like they're discussing, and just giving us a little bit more when it comes to the contracts and ability to manage the shows. If it gets a little bit more of a polish and an improvement, it could have more legs to it. They're changing up the format too in terms of seasons, so they're changing the number of weeks that you're going to have for your My GM experience. And from the sounds of it, like the rest of the game, these are small improvements that I think are going to go a long way for players. We have to wait and see for when we get our hands on it, but My GM is something that fans were clamoring for, that a large portion of the audience wanted to have back, and I think they were kind of let down largely. So if we are going to get all of the championships made available, you got more GMs available to pick from, more match types available, multi-man matches, it can go a long way to improve the mode. Now, we also got some good news when it comes to roster updates. We've covered this every single time there was a big drop from the likes of Lita to legends, current legends like Undertaker, Stone Cold have been announced. You got a big bunch of NXT stars also announced for the game. 2K over the weekend dropped more news that we are going to get 3 more superstars for this game. We are going to get Jinder Mahal, Veer Mahan, who is going to be new to the WWE 2K series, and Shanky are confirmed to be in the game. I'm glad that all 3 of these stars are going to be in the game. I kind of liked Veer's gimmick that he was coming in as the big strong monster. It just kind of flopped and didn't go anywhere under Vince. I'm glad that he's getting a rebranding. We see him in NXT. Jinder Mahal's model and character has his new theme, and we can confirm based on Jinder's entrance, I'll show you just in a second, that the NXT 2.0 arena is also confirmed to be in the game. As you can see for Jinder's entrance, model looks great. He's got a little bit of an update from that of 2K22, which is great to see. They have changed it up a little bit to modernize it, to keep it a little bit more accurate. Jinder's got a great theme and his entrance is really good. And it'll be nice that we're gonna get multiple NXT arenas. We're gonna have the brand new NXT, we're gonna have NXT 2.0, and you gotta imagine they're gonna give us the black and gold NXT arenas in the game, just like they did with 22. But let me know your thoughts on the brand new additions to the game, as well as the updates that we are seeing for My GM mode. And if you want more 2K23 news, click this video right here, give you the full rundown, all the news and updates. See ya.